The Little Match Girl by Danish author Hans Christian Andersen. It was a dreadfully cold, snowy New Year's Eve night when a beautiful little barefoot girl, shivering with cold and hunger, sat down in a corner between two houses. She tucked her feet beneath her and grew colder and colder, but did not dare go home, for she had sold no matches, nor earned a single cent, and her father would surely beat her. Besides, her home was also cold. Time passed, and her little hands were nearly frozen. Oh, how much one little match might warm her! She at last drew one out. Ratch! It made a warm, bright flame. As she held her hands over it, the little girl felt like she sat before a great iron stove with a large fire. She stretched out her feet to warm them too. The little flame went out, the stove vanished, and only the burnt match remained. She struck another match against the wall. It burned brightly, and where the light fell on the wall, it became transparent like a thin veil, and she could see through it into a room. A roast goose stuffed with apples and prunes sat on an ornately set table. The goose suddenly jumped from its dish and waddled along the floor right over to the hungry girl. Still the match went out and the vision vanished. She lit another match. She was now under the most beautiful Christmas tree. It was much larger and more beautiful than the one she had seen last Christmas through the glass door at the wealthy merchant's home. Thousands of candles burned on the tree's green branches, and colored pictures like those in the print shops looked down at her. Then the match went out. However, the candles from the tree mounted higher. The little girl saw them now as bright stars in the sky. Her beloved dead grandmother, the only person who ever loved her, had told her that a soul went to heaven with every falling star. One of the stars fell. Now someone is dying, the little girl thought. She rubbed another match against the wall. In the glow, her grandmother stood kind and lovely. "Grandmother," cried the child, "take me with you. Don't vanish like the warm stove, the wonderful roast goose, and the beautiful big Christmas tree." And quickly she struck the whole bundle of matches, and they burned bright as daylight. Grandmother took the little girl in her arms, and both flew in brightness and joy above the earth very high, where there was neither cold, hunger, nor fear. And in the corner, leaning against the wall, sat the little girl with red cheeks and smiling mouth, frozen to death on the last evening of the old year. The New Year's sun rose upon her little figure. The child sat there stiff and cold, holding the matches, of which one bundle was almost burned. She wanted to warm herself, the people said. No one imagined what beautiful things she had seen, and how happily she had gone with her old grandmother into the bright new year.